The boy opened his eyes and was awake instantly. Dawn pushed a minuscule bit of light through his closed blinds, but it was enough. He hopped out of his bed, and with barely the patience to get dressed, he darted out of his room and down the stairs. He bolted past his sleeping parents' bedroom, through the living room, through the kitchen, and out the back door. There, beyond the morning mist and past the trees and shrubs dripping dew, lay his target, a wooden structure built purely to provide a child a slice of heaven. Standing on stilts with goodies built underneath, the tall hut existed as many things. Today, it was to be a spaceship. Through gentle warm sunbeams, the boy climbed the ladder up to the entrance and immediately ran to his stash of sticks he had piled in the corner. Each chunk of branch had its own purpose. The wooden spaceship would not be invaded today. The next day, the boy was on a pirate ship. What were once laser guns became swords. The day after, it was a hot air balloon. A stick was a telescope scanning the horizon. One day it rained, and the boy was in the jungle, a long branch, a rifle at the ready. The roof kept him dry from the deluge, huge drops falling from the massive pine trees overhead. On any day when the wind hit him right, the wall of honeysuckle on the back fence caressed him with a scent that made his mouth water. Between these bouts of adventure, he would swing on one of his two swings or use the monkey bars built into the underside, or perhaps use the fireman pole to exit. On and on it went as time irrevocably passed. But in the boy's world, time did not exist. Only the moment did. The man parked the car in front of the house. "I'll be right back," he said, and one of the passengers nodded. He got out, walked up the front walk, and rang the doorbell. A few moments later, a woman answered. "Hello. I hope I'm not intruding," he said. "I used to live here." The man explained why he was there, and the woman smiled and let him in. He was immediately hit with a burst of familiarity, ensconced within a larger blast of the unknown. The woman told the man to help himself, and he thanked her. He went upstairs to his old room, now a study. He pictured his bed and toy box where they once stood, and moved on. One by one, he looked into the rooms of his old house. Each one was a ghost of what once was. Finally, he made his way back downstairs. He went past his parents' old bedroom, through the living room, through the kitchen, and out the back door. He went straight to where his slice of heaven stood and stopped. An open stretch of grass was all that remained. His castle was long gone. Not even a mound of dirt from one of the many holes he had dug was left. He looked at the back fence for the honeysuckle, but it too was no more. He closed his eyes, and in a flash, he remembered the sights and smells that once existed here. His eyes opened, and reality instantly pushed them away. Dejected, he turned and walked back. The woman walked him to the front door, and the man thanked her and left. Halfway back to the car, he paused, ruminating on the unfairness of change's inevitability. He had been through many trials over the years, and it saddened him to see his past dissolving, oblivious and indifferent. He looked up and realized his passengers were watching him. He got back in the car. "How did it go?" the man's wife asked. He did not answer at first, and instead looked into the rearview mirror. Nestled in the back seat, the boy was peering out the window. He saw the man looking at him and grinned. "Hi, Daddy," he said. The man smiled back and replied, "Hey, son." His eyes lowered to what the boy was holding, his favorite toy, a robot holding a laser gun. The man looked at his wife and said, "It went perfectly." He put the car into drive, and then he did. Lost Fort, dedicated to all things lost, but never forgotten.